What is up, everybody? What is up, all the dreamers? How you doing? It is your boy Robbie Dagger. Yes, I am back for another episode of Mobius Final Fantasy. Woo! It's good to be back. I haven't seen y'all since our little get together, which was so much fun. Had a ton of fun with that, having spending time with y'all. Anyways, in this episode, we're looking at the Defender role. Finally, we look at the Defender role. I thought with the release of Ultima that it was a perfect time to showcase the talents of the Crusader, especially, of the Defender, especially just with the kinds of jobs that are out right now and the elements that we have at our disposal. The Defender will really shine right now, and I'm going to show you kind of how and kind of why. First off, I'm going to be using the Paladin, because we're going to be fighting 3-star Ultima, and I can make light orbs. That's very important. Probably the most important thing to know as a tank, and the first thing you're going to want, is make sure you can pull those orbs, because your team is... Basically, one of your skills is every time you drive as a defender, your whole party gets that same drive that you just drove. So one of your roles as a defender is to drive. That's basically your main role. The other thing is, it's not just that element that you want to drive. It's not just the element that's going to defend the party against the boss. It's also the element that's going to, other elements as well. You see that I have fire and water abilities in my deck right now. But it's not unusual to see your tank just driving off all the orbs that they have, because a lot of jobs, and you'll know this if you play a lot of different jobs, a lot of jobs get different buffs or heals depending on what just get drove or what is driven. So you are really supporting the class, the party in a different way, a huge and different way. Also, you'll notice I have no heart cards here, and that's because every time, like we said, every time you drive, your whole party gets the drive, so you're also healing the party. So, Defender is underrated as heck. Let me just say that. It's probably one of the most fun classes to play, because you're basically a jack of all trades. You also can do pretty decent damage as a defender. It's not unusual to see them doing triple digit damage in a battle against just helping finish things off. And that's pretty cool, because that's another one of your roles. You've got so much that you can do as a defender, and there's a lot to look at. There's a lot of things you can do right now. There's not, especially in the 3-star battles, you have a lot of freedom. So that's something that people don't look at. I feel like this job doesn't get played at all, or this role. I was on, just reading through Reddit, and a lot of people talk about the Defender. Why don't people play it? I think it's just people don't know how. And they don't wanna wipe the party. That's everybody's biggest fear, is to wipe the party. And it happens, and who cares? But the thing is, that's why I'm making these videos, so you can kind of know what to expect when you go into these battles, and have a better idea of what you should bring before you even go. So we'll go into the cards that I'm bringing in just one second. I want to show you the weapon that I'm using first of all. And the Final Fantasy VII event is still going on, so if you don't have your Masamune X, come on, man, just get it. Just do it. Just finish that event so you can get this dang sword. Get the sword and then just do nothing else in the event. You still hear the music playing for the event in my background because I'm still farming the event. There's a ton of good cards that are very expensive ability card wise in this game right now that you can easily farm if you just, if you want to. So I have one more card on that list. If you want to check out that list, I have it in a past video about the event farming the Final Fantasy VII event. And I am almost done with that list, y'all. I've been farming it like a freaking madman. And I am just working on, what is it? The Fire Strike, or something like that. Flame Strike is what I'm working on right now. That's my very last ability, so I'm almost done. Anyway, let me get back on topic. So Masamune X, for God's sakes, just get the weapon. That's the point. That's the point. And we still have this event's going on until April, so you still have time. But get this weapon, because you're not going to have a chance when it goes away. The best thing about it is it's going to give you life draw plus 30, and it also gives you reunion 20%, which restores. It has a 20% chance to give you the orbs you use back as prismatic orbs. So that's freaking incredible. Nobody uses this better than a tank. Also, hold on. Just a quick thing. If you're an attacker, don't use this weapon. Don't use this weapon. Because you don't need the life. You don't need the life draw. Go ahead and use something with more attack power. Go ahead and use the Buster Sword X in multiplayer. All attackers, please. Go ahead. It's awesome. It's amazing. There's no reason not to use it. It's going to help you like crazy, crazy, crazy. So don't use this one though. Don't use the Masamune X. It's not as good. It's awesome for tanks. That's why you always see tanks using it. It's amazing. Whoops. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Let's go back into this menu. And so that's the weapon I'm going with. That's the one I recommend. It's free to get right now for all players, so please get it. If you're coming into this game and you can't get that weapon because the event's over or whatever, just go ahead and use like anything else. Something that would help your party heal, like the Animaru, which you get from having a high level Shogun Samurai. That one's a good one too because it gives you enhanced heal drive plus 4%, which is gonna be dope for your party. And the ultimate charger plus 2% is awesome. Plus, it's got like the highest attack power in the game right now for a blade. You know what I mean? So, anyway, I'm going with the Masamune X. Now let's look at the abilities I'm going with. And I did a lot of research on what tanks like to bring in multiplayer battles. And holy wow is all I can say, because there's like no set in stone, no go-to ability set list for defender role. And, I can see how players might find that a little scary, because you're like, whoa, like there's really no good info. There's nothing like online to help me build a good tank, and I'm going to be wiping parties. So let me just not even play it. So I can see that mindset coming in, but let me just tell you, the secret right now is that you can pretty much bring whatever you want in your ability deck, and it's going to be helpful. Just think about it. But I've seen people who are talking about bringing all support cards, which I don't necessarily agree with, because you're only helping yourself. And unless you have some kind of provoke card, like there's really no sense in you. You're not going to be taking that much damage. You have tons of HP usually, and you're going to be, you're going to be the person with the most health and the most defense in the party. So why are you bringing any support cards? Hopefully you have a healer. And, I could see maybe using Crusader as a healer. I mean, Defender as a healer. And, having him provoke everything. And then having a couple support cards for that reason. But that's a different video. That's a different topic. I've seen people say bring all attack cards. I've seen people say bring debuffs. I've seen people say all sorts of stuff. So I just kind of used my common sense and thought to bring stuff that's going to help the party. You know what I mean? Like, don't be bringing stuff that's just going to help yourself. You're there to support the party, basically. Support your attacker, because basically, think about it this way. If you're bringing a defender, you're taking the place of something else. Like, that could have been an attacker. And that usually is the case. You're taking the place of an attacker. Just look at it that way. So you need to have at least... that's why I would recommend bringing at least one strong attack card that is able to break the damage barrier. The damage limit break. I'm going to get that terminology right one of these days, I promise. But make sure it has that extra skill. At least one ability that has that extra skill. So you can do damage, so you can kill something just in case the other jobs don't get to it, and it's like really low on health. The defenders, the defenders in this game actually do have, you know, decent attack power right now as it is, and you'd be surprised how much damage you can do. So don't underestimate yourself. Bring an attack card. Bring at least one, because you definitely can do some kind of damage. And the next card, not many people have, and I'm a piece of crap for not having this leveled up, because it gives you such good abilities, and these cards are going to come back one day, but right now, we're stuck. You're stuck if you don't have them. But honestly, you really don't need them. And I'll tell you why in a second. Excuse me. So, this is Tycoon Pride. This is you know, this will force the enemy to attack you for several turns. It's a provoke. And it's a fast learner, I believe, so it came maxed out. It has really great abilities on it, but none of them are maxed out. I would be able to dispel. Lasting Elements is nice as heck. That would have gave the provoke an extra turn, which is pretty nice. Quick cast is amazing always, and enhanced elements is always awesome. And as you see, no attack power on it at all, but it's got great break power. 420. What a funny number. So it's got 420 break power on it. And you know, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. Because whatever, you know, you can use it on the boss, or you use it on, I would use it on the boss definitely, so that the boss will focus its damage on you, because like I said, you're gonna have so much HP. You're just like a sponge for damage, and you might as well. But if you don't have this card, if you don't have Provoke, because it's not available right now, until we probably get this event back. It's like the Tyro multiplayer event, so when that comes back, you can probably get Provoke cards again. If you don't have it, don't worry about it. I would say bring a debuff. Just go ahead and bring a debuff. Whatever you got. Whatever you got. I know a lot of people have this card. The Biggs FF7 remake card. If you have that, heck yeah, dudes. Heck yeah, use that. What is up, everybody in the chat? What is up? So glad to have you all here. Super cool. There's so many comments in there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I lost track and I wasn't reading them. And I do apologize. I'll get to them, I promise. Let me just explain this really quick. So, if you got the Biggs card, this is a sweet card to use because it has 2 debuffs built into it. And everybody probably has this. If you did play during the FF7 event. It adds slow and debrave, and that is incredible, actually. That is incredible. That would be nice to bring. I'm a fool in not bringing it, but I am bringing Moogle Debraviga, which you also might not have. But again, guys, if you don't have these cards, just go ahead and bring whatever debuffs you have. Whatever debuffs you can bring, even if it's those cards that lower critical resistance, because those are very helpful too. But check this out. This is going to lower your enemy's attack for several turns, which is kind of a no-brainer as a tank. You want to support your party as much as possible. So bringing something that's going to lower your enemy's attack is, you know, pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. And then, of course, Moogle Debarrier, another amazing card because it's an AoE debarrier. and you know it's got decent. I wouldn't say decent break power. It's got some break power on it, but it's a good card to have. And again, if you don't got this, you can definitely just put regular D barrier on there, and I believe it lasts even more turns. So just go with what you got. But I would definitely recommend bringing D barrier and the brave. And if you can't bring that, like just bring whatever kind of debuffs that you can possibly bring. Even if they're, even if they're 3+ cards, just bring like one. Bring one at least, just to help everybody, just to help your party. So again, you really do have a lot of freedom when it comes to building your deck. And we're gonna check it out. Let's head into multiplayer. Let's just get in there. Where is it? I can never find it. I know there's the list, but I like to find it. Here we go. Tofik, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Kevin, welcome to the stream, buddy. Good to see you. Man, I like Defender too. Defender is awesome. Oh, thanks for subbing, buddy. And welcome, Angel. Good to see you too, buddy. So we are in multiplayer right now. And if you don't know, there's great rewards for playing multiplayer. So just go ahead and play it. There's like, you can get Numas in there. I would say always get the Numas. This week there's also a summon ticket in there. So get that. There's no reason not to. So let me just talk about this really quick. Since there's really not... It's kind of hard to find 3-star fights, so I always just go ahead and make my own party. Especially if you're going to be playing a non-attacker role. You really want to... you don't have to be shy about making your own party. It's very easy, very fun. And we're just gonna pug it. And I'm gonna show you all how easy it is to do. You can just click these things, these little squares, and change the role. And if anybody in the stream feels confident in playing one of these roles, jump on in here, because you're gonna see the number. So I don't mind at all. But I like to pick the roles out. That way, because you're playing a defender, you know you're going to be getting exactly what you need to actually finish the fight. So, let's jump in. And the number is 290-707-90. Again, that's 290-707-90. If you want to jump in and show me your stuff, show me your skills. It is filling up fast. And don't be shy about looking at people's cards, especially when you're building a party, because it's up to you. You don't want to be wasting your own time. And those are good cards. And this healer's got all hearts. That's a good sign. Very good. Very, very cool. That's an interesting setup for sure. And I can see how it could work very well. And this party gets my stamp of approval. So let's jump in. That's how you know it's Robbie Dagger. The Chocobo, let's go! Woo! Let's go! Oh man, I should have reserved. I'll reserve for you next round, Tofik. So the battle begins. So first things first, as a defender, what you add so much to the party. And what you add, what I failed to mention before, what that is very nice that you bring to the party is you drive orbs for everybody. So everybody's going to get that resistance that you need, that they need for the party, which is going to be awesome. So let's see how it works. So first things first, let's go ahead, drive light, because our party's going to need it. I'm going to go ahead and use Tycoon Pride to provoke the boss. They're talking about attacking Guardian B. Let's go ahead and just use that too. Let's just use a lot of stuff first round. But the most important thing is definitely to drive your light. Drive that light, because we're fighting Ultima. Ultima's gonna hit us with some hard hitting light. Everybody, there's people here who can't drive light. That's what your tanks are bringing to the party, and it's a nice thing. So tank makes it so that anybody can come and play. Anybody can play this match now that a tank is here, that the right tank is here. So that's important to see, important to realize when you're talking about defender. And of course I provoked, so I took that first shot, which is very nice. The enemies are berserk now. That's pretty terrible. But what we can do to counter that is hit them with Brave. And now that it's after the first round, we might as well debarrier. Use a couple attacks, especially when you're going last. You want to be helping bring some orbs back to your party. And this is a really good example of a Dragoon that has just great break power. Just such a good example. Because usually Dragoons are pretty terrible, but wow, this Dragoon knows what he's doing. Again, he has two of those Aerith cards in his deck, you know, so. So, everybody's still. It looks like I better drive light. Looks like I need to drive light here. Then I'll drive this heart just to give some kind of heal. I might have needed to drive light a little bit earlier, honestly. But, you know, sometimes it's tough talking and paying attention. But now we've got 5, we should all have 5 turns of light, so. And everybody's HP is, you know, pretty high again. Luckily, you know, the Dragoon has tons of HP. And I used that at the right time when we really needed it, because we were just about to take a hit from the boss. I'm going to dry fire here. We're going to do some auto attacks. And again, I like to go either 3rd or 4th, because I want to be able to draw some orbs from my party after they do some of their abilities. And this battle is going very well. It's just super smooth. So it looks like she's charging up for her ult, the true test. Gonna get her with some punishing ice at least one time, just to break that. Get some break power, get that red bar down. We'll definitely do some auto attacks. That's what's important here. Jerry Allen asks, "Can you explain driving orbs?" Yes, I will. So let's look at So as a defender, driving orbs is like probably the most important thing you're there for. And the reason that I wanted to match my element with the boss's element, and by that all I mean is you want to have the element that the boss has so you can drive against it for your party. What that'll do is give, whenever you drive, your entire party is going to get everything that you just drove. And that is sweet, because you're going to be taking half damage whenever you have a tank with you. And this is what I'm talking about when I say drive. You go down to your circle here, and you can pick whichever element. As you can see at the top, it'll correspond, and you can choose to drive whatever color you want. Like I could drive some hearts right now, so I could get some heals for my party. Do an attack. Oops, I ran out of time. So, and of course, you wanna drive those other elements as well as much as possible, because I know that, you know, some different classes will get different buffs and different heals depending on what element that you drove. So it's important to drive whatever, drive everything. And as you see, it's a good heal. I just did like a 2,000 heal for the whole party just with my 2 hearts. So don't estimate the power, the real power of the defender. And this battle is probably over. So we've got 1 turn of light left, so I'll go ahead and prep a drive, even though I don't know that we'll need it, but we'll see. We'll see what happens, because these battles can get a little tough when there's you know, only 1 attacker. And I didn't exactly do an attack there, but I did use a limit break, so we'll see what kind of madness happens here. I mean, it could be good. It could be very good, so let's see what happens. Hope that helps, Jerry. If you have any more questions, bud, or if anybody has any questions, please let them loose. That's why the chat's here, baby. Oh my goodness, the battle is over. Over. Oh, it couldn't have finished any other way. It couldn't have finished better any other way, is what I want to say. Woohoo! Oh yeah, and you know, that's what I mean. I mean, defender, you're taking the place of an attacker, so make sure you've got, you know, you got some. I mean, that was a limit break, of course, but you know, you can do some damage, and it's not unusual for you to do very high damage as an attacker. I mean, as a defender, and you know, it's just playing a lot of fun, honestly. Playing a defender, you just make the battle that much smoother, that much funner, that much better. All your little buffs and your debuffs, those all counted. We barely took any damage. That was great. And we had a Dragoon in there as a breaker. I was worried. Dragoons usually die because they can't, you know, they can't resist that light. But if you have a good tank, if you have a good defender, if you've got the right defender, you know, you're going to be able to take that party to the next level, to the next zone. And I've basically been, you know, testing different abilities. I know some of my viewers have said they've been seeing me they've been seeing me practicing on my paladin, which is so cool, so awesome. That's why I'm giggling about it. But man, it's like every battle that I've gone into has gone really smooth, really well. I don't think I've seen like anybody die more than once. And I mean, you can revive yourself for free, y'all. Don't forget to use your stamps, your love you stamps. And to put those in, you go to social, and then right under profile, go to edit stamps, and then I think it's on the next page, or it's on one of these pages. You have a huge stamp list, humongous, humongous. So make sure these two love you things. I don't think you can do two in one. Like, I don't know if you can use love you, revive, and then use love you, and then revive, but maybe. I don't know. Someone might be able to confirm. But definitely put these in there because this is one free revive for you in multiplayer, which is awesome. You don't want to be using your Phoenix Downs. And sometimes the one revive is what you need to get through the battle. So definitely bring that along. It's super helpful. And freaking, it's fun. It's just great, man. I love doing these multiplayer battles. And trying out different classes is fun as heck. And I love y'all's requests. So, you know, it makes it fun. So I definitely wanted to spread this news about Defender because I know a lot of people don't play it. I know a lot of people are worried about playing it, but it is a blast playing Defender, y'all. And as long as you drive, basically if you drive those orbs, if you drive those light orbs on this Ultima fight, you're fine. You're going to do great. Of course you need your Paladin high level to do it, but you know, you can do it. You can do it. I totally think you can. And can you be effective without taunt? Absolutely. Absolutely. This is actually my first deck actually using it. I went multiple times. Multiple times. Just using, like, stun. Or, not stun, but, you know, just other ones like this one. Use Crush Armor for a little bit. There's just not a lot of options. I wish you did have different elements. You can kind of go crazy and bring an ability of a different color and hope for prismatic orbs. And, you know, you'll get to use that ability probably like once every go. But there's all sorts of stuff you can definitely bring along. Don't forget those other cards you have. Even something the same element isn't too bad. Like the Barret card will add Unguard, which is, you know, it's different than D-Barrier, and they stack. So bring just something. You can bring something different. Maybe, you know, bring something to lower defense against break or defense against crits. There's no stopping what you could do. You could do a lot. You might even consider Susano. Oh, I wish I had this leveled up. Alright. Alright, y'all. If you have any more questions, let me know. It's been an honor having y'all here. An honor playing with y'all. An honor showing y'all the defender role. And I hope I see a lot more defenders out there because this job's a blast playing it. Don't shy away from it, y'all. It's a lot of fun. You don't need provoke. All you need is a couple debuffs and a couple. If you don't have debuffs, so let me put it this way. If you don't have debuffs, say you have like 2 debuffs in your deck, or maybe you have like 1, go ahead and try to use those cards that have debuffs with them, like Ixion, lower critical resist. Go ahead and try to use anything like that. And if you don't have that, just go ahead and use attack cards because you can do some decent damage and you can help break. And if you do have like something to help reduce break power, that is honestly better than reducing critical resist because, let's face it, Defender doesn't break very well, and you're just helping the party if you bring something to help break. But the reason I went with lowering critical resist is because a lot of breakers will bring things that help break, you know, the enemy. So You know, and I've seen a lot of attackers do it as well. So try to bring something your party's probably not going to bring. That's why I went with all debuffs. But either way, have fun, y'all. It's been an honor having you here. It's been a blast. I love playing with you guys. And good luck to you. You know, and you know, of course, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to thumbs up. Share this video if you liked it. If it helped you, if you think it'll help somebody else. And, you know, keep spreading the knowledge, y'all. And keep striving high, you warriors of light. You know, it's fun playing with y'all. I'll catch y'all soon. We got more videos planned. That's why you gotta subscribe. And it's just a blast. So, I will catch y'all very soon. It's been an honor. Freaking appreciate everything you guys do. Everything y'all say. It's just fun as heck playing. So, anyways, before I keep going and make this long as heck, I'm going to get out of here. I'll catch y'all later, everybody. Peace out.